Hello, everyone. Good now. Who do I see? Soul, Justin, Bob, Belinda. Oh my goodness, Laura, Lily, Robin. Who else has popped in? Marnie. What a cool name. Good now, loves. And Miss Alicia. Good now. I'm grabbing my tablet. Are y'all ready to just chat it out? Who else has popped in? April, good now, love. You're in traffic, just listening in. Good now, Linda K. and Puppy. I love it. How's everyone feeling? Are you excited to talk about what you've discovered? You love the blue superstar? Oh, thank you. That's what happens when my hair isn't acting right. I was like, this is what we're going with today. But thank you. Sorry I missed you yesterday. Oh, it's totally fine, Miss Linda. It's I record it, so it's on the tubular. Good now, Gloria. Caitlin, good now. You ready? Yay. Good. Good now, Lolo. Awesome sauce. Hot in Nueva York. I think it's hot outside here too. I just haven't been out there. I think it was supposed to get high 90s today. Let me see what it says. 36 Celsius. So yeah, 90 something Fahrenheit. Yeah, I stayed inside. I'm grateful that my air conditioning works. Awesome. I'll give it a couple minutes. I just want to get my page out and close some of my windows because y'all have met me. Too many windows open. It's just a little laptop. I just ask it to do way too much. All right, let's see. Soul says, are there notes on your website? I've been too sick to do this, but I've been reflecting as ordered. I love it. So I have it on the tube of you. It's not any notes per se. I haven't added any notes to it, but you're welcome to, like, if you go back through and watch them again, as you go through them, if you write notes, I will definitely respond to them, but I haven't added any myself. It's 99 there, heat index of 107, North Kakalake. If it's anything like here, it's not just heat, it's also humidity. Cat magic at my house today. Hubby brought home 2 cats that we are going to foster. Their mama can't keep them right now, so we're caretaking. Oh my goodness, that sounds so fun and loving. I love that. Alicia says, HD, a beautiful dream, Nicole. After our sit before I went off to bed last night with those beautiful cards. I love that, Alicia. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Oh, what did Bob say? What did I miss, Caitlin? Or were y'all just greeting each other? Okay, greeting. Okay, good. Hope you feel better, Soul. Yes, that part too. Still continue to show up. Make sure you're getting rest, young warrior. Let's see. Thank you, Robin. I sometimes say stuff in my head. Y'all have met me. I'll say that, and then I'll go into the. If you've ever gotten a message from me, I will go like right into where I was going. Then I'll say also good morning, or also good now. Like I say that in my head part, and then I'm like, oh wait, I didn't write it. Okay. Good now, lettuce fam. Happy day. Transcript on the tubular. 94, like 105. You're on your way back to healthy body, better mind. I love it, love it, love it. Well, hopefully these things have been helpful as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this party started. Is there anyone, one, that I have not said good now to, and two, anyone new here who has not been hanging out with us for the past 5 days? And if so, that's not a problem. It's such an easy exercise. easy to catch up and do on your own as well. All right, experiment. Okay, so I would love for whoever is willing to share. Good now, Jen, catching the tail end. Awesome sauce. I'm glad you're able to pop in. Um, so Alicia sending you healing vibes as well. Oh, you got it. Good now, Diane. Yeah, so day one, so this experiment was it stemmed from just me observing myself. And also, I am my company, Antara Mastery, is Antara stands for inner in Sanskrit. And so my biggest focus is inner mastery. A lot of times we have a hard time controlling or dealing with our emotions or emotional state or dealing with other people. And so my goal is always to remind you of the power you have within you, within your mind, within your thoughts. And I was listening to something today and heard a perspective I'd not heard before. And they say, don't say empower, because empower sounds like it's coming from without. And, I'm all about from within. And they say repower. So repower yourself. Remind yourself of the power you already have. Good now, T Lady Nat. So I'm going to go with that. I like that perspective. I'll take it. Apparently this thinks I'm doing a thumb up too. So with that said, day one, for anyone who was not here, day one, I invited you to pretty much wake up the autopilot that many of us have by inviting you to just pay attention to how you label, which another word is judge, situations, people, yourself, and then every day after that, I gave you just one area of focus, and I invited you to just pay attention to the circumstances around the labeling or judging. Like, did you get enough sleep? Were you hungry? Did you get water? What was your energy like? What was your mood like in the beginning of the day and then at the end of the day? So I'm going to start with asking anyone, is there anything that you noticed throughout these last 4 or 5 days that you would like to share before I just kind of share where I am going, because there is more to this, where I'm going with this and how it all was birthed. I kind of gave you an idea of what the birthing part. And I think Anders was on here. I think he said something that kind of somewhat alluded to where I was going with this too. And I'm pulling up. Oh, I forgot to redo this. Okay, I'll just leave it. Anyone? I know sometimes people will be typing in, I can't tell, so I'm gonna just sit for a little bit. Good now, I'm gonna say it's Joki. I do not know how to say your name. Please let me know how to say your name so I can pronounce it correctly, because I do not want to destroy that beautiful name. Freaking English. I'm just jumping in now, starting from here. Am I too? Nope, not too late. What's cool about it is what we're going to do next, because this will be a part 2 of the experiment. So this whole week is pretty much we're getting our baseline, because I asked no one to change anything. Just notice, observe all the things. And so over the following 5 days, which is going to be really fun because 4th of July is coming up. So you really get to see what this experiment's all about. Over the next 5 days, I'll tell you what we'll do next. You notice some people are very selfish. Interesting. Would you like to share more about that, Gloria? Thank you for sharing. Oh, Lily says, Pam, Alicia, Robin, every soul online. I love it. When's the next book club start? July 11th. Yep, it's the 11th, because this Saturday is the 4th. And what was I doing? Was I taking a break or something? What did I do? How did I do that? Oh, the following Saturday is next Saturday is the 11th already. That's already the middle of the month. Can we just be like animals and not have a sense of time? Laura says it reinforced the feeling that I have zero energy even after a good sleep, and I'm very impatient with certain people, but have lots of love and patience for myself. But it used to be the other way around. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love that, Gloria. Gloria. I'm reading Gloria's name under yours. Thank you, Laura. Gloria says, taking 2 bus seats, coughing in your face, pushing, and remember, I'm in New York. Touche. I I have a feeling they're thinking nothing of it, because there are some countries. I know when I was in Korea, like you know how Americans we have a personal space that is not a concept to them, and I was cool with it. I was just different. So I'm imagining Gloria. They just grew up in that. That is how. You lost me. Am I gone? Am I still? Can you see me? Am I still here? Okay. Um, you love New York. I like the energy of the state. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, One thing I notice is we make judgment without full facts. Yes, Bob. Absolutely. Congrats, Laura. Put yourself first. Yes. 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 Justin says slowing down. I rush a lot. I think I'm a bit impatient. You know what would be interesting too to add to this, but not to add too much, is the doshas. If you've ever taken a dosha quiz to see what type of dosha you have, usually pitta dosha types, especially if they have a lot, if they're mostly pitta, they tend to be impatient. B says, my first thoughts was to define label. Was it identity, something as in person, place, etc., or to be judgmental? To me, that is all this. Well, that's pretty much what I was focusing on the judgmental labels, the where we're showing impatience or anger or frustration, just really like how you're judging. So that's where I was going towards, but I also left it very open for just people to just observe. Lily says, I am much better observing people in person. At the Zoom meeting last night, even though I set each person on pen, their inner zest was not evident. Not as easy for me to label people in boxes. Interesting. T Lady Nat says, I've observed that I've been using more mindful pauses and feeling a lot more calmer and centered. Interesting. Interesting. I love it. Love it, love it. Thank you all for sharing that. There's so many, actually, as I was doing this, so I started off with like one thing that I was curious about. And then as I was doing this with y'all, other thoughts came to mind because y'all have met me. But the first one was, which is why I asked you to pay attention to your energy at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, as well as your thoughts. So if you are mostly like judging with frustration and anger and patience, I'm curious if in the morning you feel okay, but by the evening you're more drained than you think you should be. That was one thing. That was the one of the things I was wondering about. The other things that came to mind was, have you noticed how much you judge or narrate different things within your life, whether it be yourself, other situations, other people? If you had not really noticed that before, is that more in your awareness now? And what does that mean for you? What will anything change now that you're more aware of that? If you care to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So a lot of times we can feel powerless to our thoughts in our mind, and this is one way to remind our mind that we are the ones in charge, not the mind. Pam says, my energy in the morning is much more light and grounded, and right about now I need rest, and sometimes I get a second wind and I'm up at 10 p.m., but most of the time I'm drained by 9. That's because you're up really early. Would you attribute any of that tiredness to the way you think about situations, people, places, things? Because as you know, thoughts are energy, right? Good now, Gloria. Thoughts are energy, and there's some energy that's draining and there's some energy that's energizing. And so I was curious to notice if you felt like a difference in your body, in your energy level, in your emotional experience, if you had more heavier thoughts versus lighter thoughts. It's really an exercise in awareness. And this was the baseline, which is why I asked you not to change anything, just notice. Gloria says, kindness and love went a long way. My days were very joy filled when I was totally myself and free spirited. Love it. Linda says, I noticed that I do this labeling, but I don't know how to stop it. Beautiful. I will share a little bit about that too. Pam said, yes, for sure. I think way too much and I'm on my social media. This is very draining and something I am catching myself with. Got it. Thank you, Pam. And Lily says, I've been thinking about our meeting for the wrap up. Excitement over the outcome as I love research. I love research too. And you know what's you're going to love even more? This is not even the end of the research. Linda, what comes to mind is, to be honest with you, if anybody has anybody read The Untethered Soul? Is it Untethered Soul? Is he the same one by Michael Singer? I guess I need to see from. Yeah. Your mind. Yep. Yeah, thank you. I know it was a long ago. I think I'm gonna bring that to the book club that I didn't even. You know what, y'all? When I started reading the book, I never really thought of it as a book club, but I love where it has unfolded. Good now, Joe. I started to read The Untethered Soul, but I don't remember finishing it. No worries. Good now, Ella. Yes, yes. Okay, so one of the first things that he talks about is the incessant thinking of the mind. And so what happens in the mind is, your left brain is always trying to fill in the blanks and find the answers. So it's going to label things. You know what? That would actually be a good part of the book to read real quick. Did it freeze? Am I frozen to y'all? Or am I frozen? Not frozen? Okay. Justin, it must be your system, love. Okay, thank you. I don't have the thing is not saying my internet's unstable. I'm going to find the book because it's just that one part that I'm like, this is such a good thing. I mean, I've also learned it in all the brain training too, but this one is less sciencey. Definitely on your end, yeah. Your internet is just not cool. Probably. Let me see. Okay, Untethered. Do I have it on Kindle? I do. Nope, I don't. Oh, I don't have it on Kindle, so I won't be able to read it to you. I'll find it. Oh, yeah, I do. I love this. In case you haven't noticed, you have a mental dialogue going on inside your head that never stops. It just keeps going and going. Have you ever wondered why it talks in there? How does it decide what to say and when to say it? How much of what it says turns out to be true? Usually not much. How much of what it says is even important? And if right now you're hearing, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't have a voice inside my head, that's the voice I'm talking about. But notice it takes the voice takes both sides of a conversation. It doesn't care which side it takes, just as long as it keeps on talking. So basically, what your left brain does is it tries to fill in the blanks of things, right? So to feel safe, it has to label something and kind of understand what it's looking at or what it's experiencing. So Linda, you may not stop it per se, but once you become more aware of it, you will either know to ignore or shift it. So you can shift your mind because you actually are the one in control of it. So this whole first chapter is just talks about how your mind just takes you all over the place. You can't get it to be quiet. Ultimately, I think he talks about just using meditation to get a better handle on that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I read the book too. I'm just trying to see. It's just the book came to mind. But yeah, so that's one of the things that that I wanted to bring to our attention because it's hey now, good now, hell. Because it just happens so automatically, which is why I'm like, let's just wake up this autopilot. Because it can wear you down if you let it. Even if you're thinking happy things, it's just like incessant talking. Let's see. This has been discussed with me in therapy as to how I label myself and how the voice comes from adverse events as a child. It can. It could, you know what? And I was just listening to um, uh, a class about dreams, and it was talking about how the dreams can, well, first learning how to actually remember them, which I'm curious about. I want to read that book now. But how, especially recurring ones, they're trying to wake you up and get your attention. So the voice that comes from adverse child events, that's similar in my mind. That's similar to, I'm ready to process this emotional trauma or pain, and so it'll come up. It just doesn't know how to communicate because it is the child in you that is trying to communicate what you're feeling. Um, so thank you, Bob, for sharing that. By the way, you keep working through that. It will get better. It'll get better. Um, I love how he talks about too. He says they have no effect on anything or anybody except you. They're simply making you feel better or worse about what's going on now, what has gone on in the past, or what might go on in the future. If you spend your time hoping that it doesn't rain tomorrow, you're wasting your time. Your thoughts don't change the rain. So, funny how it's funny how books influence me, and I forget until I bring them back up again. But so that was really a lot of what you'll revisit the book. Thank you so much. You're welcome. That's a lot of what I wanted to bring into our attention, um, because part of inner mastery is not squashing these things away. It is taking charge and ownership of who you are, what you want to think about, where you're headed, all of that. And a lot of the times our thoughts are the ones that are driving. And this invitation is to just, this first 5 days was to allow you to see how they are driving, how you interact with them, how they affect you. Are they affected by the weather? Are they affected by lack of sleep or lack of food? So that is where I was going with that, because a lot of conversations I have with clients and just random people, because random people talk to me, which is cool. I'm for it. Um, is the when I hear them talk, it's as if they don't have any control or power within themselves in general. And sometimes when your mind is just going all over the place and you can't, I don't like to say control it, but when it feels like it's driving you, it can make other things in your life feel powerless. You feel powerless in other situations because you're like, I can't even control my own mind. What am I supposed to do with this and with that? So the idea was to just wake that up within you, and more mindfully noticing our self talk. Noticing is definitely a good first step. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, like noticing the things around it. Like I am a functional medicine health coach and integrative nutrition health coach, but I don't specifically health coach unless somebody asks me to. I mostly focus on what blocks people from eating like they want to these days. But when I was focused primarily on health coaching, one of the things I would invite people to notice is when they ate something, how do they feel 30 minutes after they ate, an hour after they ate, 24 hours after they ate? And I always share this experience I had when I ordered a pizza from Mod Pizza. I ordered the gluten-free crust. I don't have issues with gluten, but I just wanted a gluten-free crust. I ate it, and like an hour later, I had this migraine. And I wasn't sure if it was the pizza or I just caught a migraine, so to speak. So a couple weeks later, I had gluten-free pizza crust again, migraine. Got it, because I've had their pizza without the gluten-free crust, just a regular crust, and I had a migraine twice with the gluten-free crust. I was like, huh, interesting. Same thing, like my knee hurts after eating something. So this is the same. Like a lot of times, because um, we don't tend to remember to attribute some of our experiences to some of the things that we do. We can kind of be a victim of circumstance or guilt by association. So this is an invitation to take a look in and see what is within your control that helps with the way you feel, the way you think, the way you move, the energy that you have. So that's what this was all about. Um, okay, let me see what Alicia says. Your right side is your creative mind. Yep. Native center, but the left will always try to override all that comes through, as that is the logic mind. Yep. And has been programmed to do so. Learning to switch off and being more with the right side, even when your left wants to do all the talking. Yep. Like the monkey mind. Yes, yes, Alicia. That might be a next fun experiment. Probably not all the time because we do need logic, but like a weekend of just right brain when you don't have to go anywhere. Just have a weekend of right braining. See if you can just settle the left brain down and just enjoy what comes from just living in the right brain. I'm looking forward to catching a replay on the tubular. Have a great session. I will see you mañana. Later, Pam. You have a blessed filled day and afternoon and evening. Well, yours is evening as well. And Robin says, enjoy your evening, Pam. Stay cool. So does that make sense? Did this experiment kind of wake those associations up? Or how are you feeling? What are you thinking? And let me say hi to some folks I have not yet said hi to. Good now, Catherine. Anna, good now. Who else has popped in? I think I said good now to Ella. April says, hi, Nicole. What was the results of the experiment? I was listening but didn't get it. We haven't. So, right, today is just the findings. Like, after the last 4 days of recording, this was to share the findings. What did you notice? What did you observe? And the next, I actually have another 5 days where we'll go through the same prompts, and this time we'll actually do something about the thoughts that we notice. That is the goal. I do recognize that it falls on 4th of July weekend. Yay, Justin. So if you can't show up, it's no biggie. It's going to be on the tubular. I kept it at the same time. I know people are going to be going out to festivities and whatnot, but it's all good. I can clearly I can talk here. I can talk to myself if I have to. But the last day will be on Monday, next Monday, and then we get to actually see, and that's why I asked you to put the findings on every other page, because day 2 findings, and then I want you to compare it to day 2 after you've actually put some things in place around getting more control over the monkey mind. Jumping for joy, Justin. This weekend I will be inside celebrating my air-conditioned house. I ain't mad about that. I think I saw one was scheduled for 4:44 a.m. I changed that. Thank you. Who was it? Was it Mindy? Someone reached out to me. It's like, that one's at 4:44 a.m. I was like, yep, let me fix that. So I canceled the a.m. one and made it p.m. That was the Monday one. I'm so glad she caught that, because I totally did not catch that. Being in the UK, I will be with you on the 4th. Awesome sauce. If I'm talking to 2 people, it all matters. I mean, it doesn't, like, it all works, and it's recorded. So I'm thinking how my inner voice is doing mental gymnastics all over this process right now. I love it. Tell me more if you would like to share, Lily. But I would love to hear, like, was this experiment helpful to you? Where are you at with what you just witnessed over the last 4 days? Bob Scotland, you've enjoyed the experiment. Thank you, Hill. It is indeed awesome. Need to drop, but enjoyed the listen. Needed to keep myself from losing it on the road. This would have been a perfect experiment. You should have been off the call. Hope everyone has a great night. You too, Justin. Laura says bye, Justin. Bob says yes, Robin. Edinburgh. I think Robin's in the States. Good. I'm glad you've enjoyed that, this part of the experiment. So, like I said, the reason I didn't have you change anything is because, when you're doing research, you love your sense of wonder. I love it. You need a baseline. how would you know what changed and what was better, what was worse, what works, what doesn't work without a baseline? I'm late. What did I miss? Nothing, Mindy. This is the findings day, so people are sharing um, what they discovered over the last couple of days about how they label or judge things in their lives, the situations, the people themselves. So that is the findings. And then starting tomorrow, if you so choose to accept, I think it's important to mention I'm 78, a very different perspective. I love that, Gloria. That's helpful. Like we need our wise 78-year-olds to help us navigate some things. Yeah, you've been through some stuff that we haven't, and keep sharing. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Good now, Michelle. So yeah, tomorrow, right? What's tomorrow? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So same prompts, and I meant to type them out actually. Same prompts. So you kind of get a break tomorrow. You do notice everything, um, and then on Friday is when you will work at shifting those thoughts. So how do you do that? Which will kind of speak to what Linda was saying earlier too. One way you can do it, I've got the questioning your thoughts thing video. I think it was a video I did. Question your thoughts. So when you catch it, which is why it was also important to get you in a habit of noticing, because autopilot, we'll just blurt it in our mind or in our out loud before we even realize we said it. So now that you're in a habit of noticing, you can usually catch it. I think I quoted Viktor Frankl's quote that I love so much and always, for some reason, don't have it memorized. Yeah, that. I've searched it enough times that Google knew. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. So now that you are in the habit of noticing the thoughts, the goal for the next couple days is to learn how to shift them, at least the ones that are draining, and also still pay attention. Like, how are your emotions in the beginning of the day? How's your energy in the beginning of the day? And then at the end of the day, after you have made an intentional, deliberate shift in the way you're perceiving things. That is interesting to note as to how our parameters may influence our decision making. I'm thinking of cultural parameters, peer pressure. It can, Bob. It can. Upbringing, kind of like what I was saying about like New York and Korea. Like the way what's acceptable in that area is different, And sometimes, especially if you go to a new area and you still if you brought your hometown with you to the new area, some people may not understand. But yeah, it definitely can. But the goal here is to bring that power back, repower yourself. Good now, Molly. So does that make sense? I do have it, Carolina. Good now. I do have it, like I said, scheduled over the next couple of days. I will pop on here briefly. And unlike the previous 5 days, you can share when you come on, if you would like, you can share what you've noticed, between the 2 days. What's the contrast? That's awesome, Gloria. Mother-in-law turns 80. I love it. July 9th. Oh, I love it. Good now, love. Salutations, y'all. Good now. Iswa. Good now, love. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to stop by and say hi. Hey, girl. Hey. Anyone's new here? Caitlin, Michelle, Iswa, all teachers here on IT as well. Is there anyone else? I'm always looking at the bubbles and forget. I notice my body's reaction to certain people and thoughts. It helps me to pause and redirect unhelpful thought patterns. I love that, Robin. Yes, that is definitely. Anyone else have tools that they would like to share. But that is one of it. One of it. One of the great tools is the pausing. Before, like, there's that space that most of us are not necessarily aware of, but we are now because we've been practicing being aware of it now, so that you can choose your response instead of react. See you tomorrow, Bob. He's like, I got it. I know what I'm doing. All right, rest well. Are there any questions, any comments, anything you want to share, any pushback, anything that you're struggling with? I know Linda, what we'll do too, sometimes it could use some energy work. If you're open to it, we can do some of the ease method over the next week. For anyone who's noticing that they keep running into an invisible wall, like consciously you're trying to do something, but for some reason it's just not sticking. Sometimes it's in an unconscious part of you that you're not recognizing, and that's where the energy clearing works. See ya, Bob. Sleep well from Robin. Hey, Jen. Good now, love. So, questions, thoughts? Are you tracking? You understanding? I had the card up, but I forgot to refresh the window, so I don't have it. But if you're following me, you'll get a notification 5 minutes ahead. Good now, Hannah. And did I get everyone? I think so. Oh, nope. Orso Sama. Good now, love. Good now, Jen. Thoughts, questions? What says you? And are you excited about the second half? I've missed you, lovely Isla. You're live at 11:30 p.m. Live at 11:30 p.m. my time. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I understand. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your now. You too, Laura. And Laura says to everyone, enjoy the rest of your now. Out of cocoon. Love it. Awesome. Yep. So that is why I asked you to skip a page, so you can. It's easier to compare notes, so to speak, if they're side by side. So, awesome. If everyone is complete for now, then we can reconvene tomorrow. So one more time, Nicole, what's the new project? The new project is, so you've got your tomorrow, what you'll actually be doing. You know how the first day we just noticed how we labeled and judged all the things? So you'll do that tomorrow, but you'll start to shift those labelings. No worries. I've done that too. I've done that when I was like live with Violet. I'm like replying to people and I'm like, wait, what do y'all say? So it's all good. So tomorrow you'll do the situations, other people, and self, and you'll start to shift the way you perceive the things, the way you think about things. And then for the following week, and I'll remind you tomorrow, but for the rest of the days, it'll just follow the same. The only difference is you will be putting your findings on paper after you've started making some of those shifts. When you've changed the negative thoughts, when you've changed the responses, the reactions to responses instead. So does that make sense? I hope. Any questions from anyone before we close out the sesh? Or any shares if you have any other shares that you would like. What if you have nothing to change? Then you have reached a level of consciousness that most of us haven't. But I would just observe. Observe, Mindy, and see. But if nothing's to change, then you can just hang out with us and give us all pointers on how to navigate the days without judging and labeling and all that. I'll bring you on stage. Like, let us all learn from Mindy. Good now, Annalie and Julia. Good now, loves. You get three thrashed. What does that mean, soul? Thrashes to build character. Oh. Okay. Awesome. So Robin, you good? Did I answer clearly? Because I sometimes in my mind I'm like, I get it. Notice, pause, redirect. I like it. See, I need people like you who can. I'm sometimes good at brevity, but not always. Okay, so I was like, you know me. You've met me. Have you been on with me in the morning when Ray always says stuff and now it goes over my head and I come back like 5 minutes later and I'm cracking up? I'm sure Ray is like, this girl. All right. Awesome sauce. Everyone's good to go? And I'll see you tomorrow. Days 1 through 3. I'll go back over them as we go back over the next couple of days. Awesome. Yes, y'all have met me. But so tomorrow you're just paying attention to all the things, how you label and judge situations, people, and yourself. And as you notice yourself doing it, catch yourself before you go all the way through. Because one of the things I meant to also mention is where you focus your energy mostly throughout the day. That is what the connections your brains will strengthen at night as you sleep. And so I have to ask myself, I don't have to, I choose to ask myself, what do I want strengthened? Do I want anger and frustration strengthened, or do I want love and peace and joy? Yes, human stuff is going to happen and you will still have those moments. But if you strengthen the connections for love, peace, acceptance, then it'll be easier to navigate those challenging times. So that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I'm sure there's other stuff. I didn't write any notes or anything. So, and throughout the week I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I want to talk about that. Don't ask me why I didn't write it down. We all know that squirrels always come around and direct my attention elsewhere. But as things come through, I will write next time and I will bring it up. But those are some of the things I wanted to share. So yeah, we good to go? Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. All right, my loves. Well, if there are no other questions, without further ado, let us reconvene soonish. Yes, yes, love. I love it. Alicia says, I don't judge others, only myself. I find I can see the good in everyone else, so I will look at that for me. Will be the inner work on myself. I love that, Alicia. I was that person as well. So if we need to, we'll do some energy work around it. And that's what's going to be fun about this next couple of days too. Yep. And it's damaging to the psyche, it's damaging to your organs when we bad mouth ourselves or judge ourselves like that. And even if we do it outside of ourselves, but even more so when you do it to yourself. So the goal is to be more accepted. You know what I'm trying to say. Loving, compassion, patience. So awesome. I hope that brings more of that into your life, Alicia, as we go through these next couple of days. All right, loves. Friendlier to yourself. Yes, I like it. Yep. Thank you. You're welcome, Hale. My pleasure, my honor, always. All right, loves. Should you choose to join me tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you for being you. I appreciate you showing up and doing this work. It's not fun, it's not easy, but it's always worth it. Always worth it. So, all right. I will see you around. Ciao for now. Mwah. I saw the thing move up. Oh. Later, Mindy. Tea lady. Thank you, thank you. And to whomever is on YouTube, thank you for being here, hanging out. If you have any questions, feel free, of course, to leave it in the chat, and I will respond. But ciao for now. See you tomorrow.